Kim and Rachel have won their division several times at parade. Last time at Salt Lake City in this car. And what he's going to do, what they are going to do, is walk you through the details of preparing that car, what you need to do, where you need to look, how you need to attack things if you're serious. We just were briefly talking about this earlier. You're going to come up in the preservation, in the full classes, the restoration, just like Mark has been talking. These people are serious, and if you're in those classes, you need to be serious. If you're in the street and touring classes, come in, have fun, clean the car as best you can. Don't worry about all because you're not going to be judged on all these other things. Anyway, it's Kim and Rachel.
So I want to say something. So we won this car right here last year at Salt Lake. Year before, time goes too fast. We won the class, and then it went on to a division judge, so they rejudged the car, and then we went on to a group between this car and one other car, and we lost by one tiebreaker question: how long have you owned your car? Wow. That guy owned his 993 for 20 years. We had it for just about a year. So that's how far things can go in the parade.
That's why I can never read Jerry Willing.
Okay, so just by overview a little bit, and we're going to move over there in just a few minutes, but somebody asked a question about the judges in the preservation class. And, you know, a couple of years ago, that was the first time we've ever shown in preservation and parade. We've shown in a number of other classes. And I'll tell you, I still get goosebumps when I think about it, because I was so impressed with the quality of the judges in preservation. It's like they took the cream of the crop, the people that really know the cars. They didn't touch anything on the car. They would look closely. I overheard them say, do you see the fan belt? That's the original fan belt. It's got the Porsche on it. Look at his oil filter. It has Porsche on it. They commented on the engine also. It's got the original smog pump. They kind of kidded each other, said, haven't seen one of those original smog pumps in years. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, after judging was done, they came over and they talked with us about the car. They asked us questions about the car, how long we've had it, how many miles are on the car, what's the history of the car. We have the original window sticker for the car. That car is interesting because it has, I think, 168 or 169,000 miles on it, and it's never been repainted. A little touch up here and there. Complete original interior. So it's presented very nicely. But the judging, is anybody this year going to be in preservation with their car? So we do have a couple. I think you're going to have a fall. What kind of car are you showing? 914. What do you got?
912.
912. What year?
67.
It's not for sale.
And what do you got?
91174.
A 74 911? Okay. Well, those will all be, I think, the three of you, and we've shown in full, we've shown in street, blah, 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 but I think the three of you are going to just have a ball. But I'll guarantee you, you're going to feel really good about the quality of the judging, and just make sure that everything you can possibly do and put on the car is original. Okay? If you need a battery, break down, spend the big bucks, get a Porsche battery. You know, I mean, it's just something you have to do if you want to be competitive.
If you have accessories that came with your car, clean them up and bring them with you, because we had an original tire pump that came with the car, and they looked at that, and that, I'm not going to say it sways them, but the more things that you have to back up your car, the more they like it, and the more they're going to engage in conversation with you and ask you questions. So know your history if you're in that category. Bring what you have, but clean it and make sure it's presentable, and they're not going to find, 20 years of dust inside of it when they open it to look at it. It helps.
So, yeah.
I was gonna say, one of the things that I got when I was up in Portland Parade, my first parade, they said, where's your fire extinguisher? No, my car didn't come with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah,
That's one of the things you're gonna have.
yeah.
I think that goes back to 356, is that used to catch fire every once in a while or something.
Well, they still didn't come from the factory, but we always, in the early 912s, they're in the back of the cars, just because.
Yeah, they will take points off for no fire extinguisher. You have to have one.
So what can expect when they're judging, say 914s, that all you guys know 914?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna know your
And
car.
I'll say more than hopefully, because we all love 914s nowadays. They were a little stepchild, 30, 35 years ago. We thought differently of them. But in the last 10 years, so many of us, I mean, I wouldn't have a number of Porsches without having a 914 there. And we have a beautiful, I think, 73 that we just cherish. So there are people that just love, I mean, how many people signed up for the tech quiz? So there's a class for 914s. You should be in the 914 class for your tech quiz.